Hi, I'd had some interest in somebody wanting to know how I made some of the pockets in my journals, and so I thought I'd do a video about that. They're really simple. I have these signatures are going in my next journal. There's 5 signatures, and for each signature, I have 6 pieces of paper. I just stack them randomly, but I usually use coffee dyed papers, cardstock, and then I like to try to throw in a little bit of color here and there, depending on what the theme is. This particular one has, these 2 are coffee dyed. That one has the dots for the texture. This is a cardstock page. This is a purple dyed paper, and then another coffee dyed, and then another purple one. So there's 6 total. I've already added lace to this page. It's just glued on at this point, but later I'll go around and sew around all the pages. Like I said, I'm just getting started on this one, but I use, generally I use regular cardstock for my pockets, and so that I like to attach those cardstock pockets to a piece of cardstock. And how I do that normally is I cut the piece of paper, coffee dyed cardstock. I will cut it in half. If it's an 11-inch piece, I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2, and then I can cut this in half again, or use 4 inches, which for some reason I like to use 4 inches, even though there is a little bit of waste there, a little bit. But the angle cut ones, I just go in and I don't really measure or anything. I just turn this thing. You can see that. I have it turned on the guillotine at an angle, and then I'll just cut it. Now I have 3 pieces, and these are what we're going to use for those angle pockets. When you make a regular pocket, I have these little 4-inch pieces. I like to make the little top so you can tell that it's going to be a pocket. I use this, it's just a can lid that I was given, and I just mark a little circle. You can, if you have the circle punch, you can certainly do that too. Works probably better than the way I do it, but this is what I have, and this is what I'm going to use. I will do this, cut that out, and then I'll ink this up, and then I'll glue that to the page. So for the 3-layer pocket, again, this is just a half a sheet of paper that I've cut just in random sizes. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Try, just gauge the center. I'm going to cut that out. This is the bottom piece. See, it's got all the 3 square corners at the bottom. So this piece will go at the bottom. And then, because this one is square across the top, that's the top piece. I'm going to put this piece and line it up so that the edges are together. And then I am going to cut the same type of markings out of that. It's going to be a little off. At least this corner matches. You don't have to do that, but I just kind of like to have the edges as square as possible. That way it looks like they all go up in a row. And then you cut those out. And then you want to take your ink. For this one, I'm going to use the Distress Oxide. It's Vintage Photo. And just kind of go around my edges, the sides and the top, for the top piece, and the middle piece. And then on the bottom piece, we'll need that whole thing, so I will do all the edges on this one. Okay, and then next you need to figure out the placement for your pocket. I'm going to put this on the facing page, so if the page is folded like this, I'm going to put it on this side. Sometimes I might do it on the inside, but on this one I want to put it on the outside. So I line this up. This edge sometimes comes off, but you want to line it up. I line it up along the center so that when you fold it open, or it's folded closed like that, it matches. That way you don't have any extra sticking out. Now here's my center piece, and I'm going to put that in just far enough so that the bottom of this pocket is hidden underneath this marking. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this top one. So this is going to be the placement of the pockets. Now in order to place them properly, I'm going to just draw a line across this top, showing where the top one is going. And then we're going to glue that in. Just a little bit of glue along two edges. I don't want to glue the bottom because I want that whole back to be a big pocket, a deep pocket. So here's the first piece, the top piece, and I'll put that in here, line it up, and then the glue sticking. Line it up on those lines that I drew, and then a little bit of extra glue there. And make sure that adheres really well before you go on to the next. Okay, then you want to take your center section. It's ink on this side, so we're going to do the glue again, just on the sides. And then we're going to adhere this so that it is in a position to cover so there's no gap here between this top pocket and the second pocket. Make sure that's glued down well. And then our last piece, we're going to want to glue three sides of it, both sides, and then also across the bottom this time. Line it up. And make sure it adheres. So what you have now is a 3 pocket. So you can put several different sizes. You can put short tabs here, tags here. You can put the longer tag in this one. And this is a half piece of paper. It's just going to be gone. You try to put it in that pocket, but you can put the really long tabs, shorter tabs, and then your shortest tabs in front. And then later, of course, you're going to want to come back in here and embellish this in some way. You can add lace along the edges, across the bottom, stencil it, add images, fussy cut some stuff out, but that is the 3 pocket. Thank you.